his natural.
Yeah, but
Our allies' base.
I mean, it's the one we have to be least scared of, right? Because it's got no upgrades running. Upgrades, first non-upgrades. I've got no problem with that.
Definitely the part of the game where I was a little nervous because they just took out another an expansion of ours, and it's like, well, all we have left are sentries. You're starting to run out of money, and I'm like, what are we gonna do?
Our allies'
But
base
luckily for us, we basically were just able to, getting those guardian shields up with those upgrades, just take down their armies. I mean, this is mass sentry on Roach, and I mean the sentries are just destroying them. I think we lost maybe 1 or 2 sentries that battle.
Yeah, it again came down to the fact that we were able to hold a mining base, that gold, for way longer than we should have. And we didn't actually take our naturals, so when the outer bases were mined out and we needed map control and to be able to sit there on bases that we control, we could. And I'm gonna cheat again, at current point, we have a, oh my god, please go to E and look at what Zerg is currently doing, because it's just funny.
The long distance mining?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not something you should ever do.
I wonder if your replay's actually, it sounds like your replay almost is like a few seconds behind mine, because
I think I am.
All those sentries just got up into the base and had already just destroyed them.
Yeah, what's your current time code?
3924.
Okay, you're like 25 seconds in front of me.
That's weird.
Yeah, that really is. Are you running it faster? You must be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the difference would be massive.
Yeah, it would be a lot higher than 20-some seconds, but that's interesting how it did that, because I believe we started it at the same time.
Well, if we started at 25 second out of count, it would have been noticeable.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very interesting.
Clearly my C copy of StarCraft 2 is just broken.
Everything happens faster, that's why the Koreans are so much better.
Oh, they're not on our server anymore. They got their own.
Oh, and it looks like the Zerg player left this game finally. He's had enough. I think we embarrassed him just a little bit.
Yeah. This is something where if you let your opponents win, you really need to be looking at what you did wrong, not what they did right.
Oh yeah. And he's got some PTs in our army messing around with it right now.
Yeah. I don't want to rag on the other players, but it really came down to we lost because they weren't very good. Sorry, we won because they weren't very good. I mean, a little bit of communication and we should have died.
Oh yeah, definitely. If they would have attacked, like a couple of their battles, had they attacked at the same time,
we would have been hard pressed to survive.
Exactly.
I mean, if you look at income or production right now, I'm pretty much the only player doing anything. I do like the 67 harvesters to 32 combined.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we did kill a lot of the harvesters because right now we're basically in their production line.
The replay must be over for you in like 3 seconds.
Probably pretty soon, just because I don't have the bar up. Yep.
Okay.
Now it's over.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this game?
It was definitely a good game. I got to work on my micro almost the entire game. And not just Terran micro, but like actual like Protoss unit micro. I mean, it's the first time I really did anything with force fields or Dark Templar, even with a Mortal or Stalker micro, just because of the fact that I don't really play Protoss much. So it was a good learning experience for me. I got to control different sets of units.
Well, you've started playing random now, so that's really useful.
I have to take a look at it because I spawned 3 times as Zerg and lost 3 games in a row, and I was none too happy.
Yeah, Zerg is... I like Zerg, but I'm crap at it. The one strategy that's worked for me consistently is Roach Broodlords. Econ Roach Broodlords, which is not original. I got it off Morgan, Garrett, and Carl. Yeah. And it's really good. It's a nice strategy. It works. Like 3 Broodlords and some Zealots can just chew through most things on the ground, and then Corruptors just demolish most air units.
Yeah, the biggest problem I had is, the first game I spawned against a Terran player, and he decided to rush Thor, and I was doing the Spanishiwa build where you get the mass queens and mass drones.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's fun.
I didn't scout the Thors popping out, and he had 3 Thors just walked into my base, and I had almost no units, and I was like, well, that's my fault for not scouting. And then I I did a ZVZ game where he started off with lings and then went to roaches, and then so I started getting roaches, and I was able to micro my roaches better than his because I had 1-1 and he was 0-0, and I had the better concave when he came in, so I was able to hold off that battle. And then he flies in with Mutalisks, and I was like, well, that's silly. I don't have anything. I have these 4 queens, and I can't deal with these mutas, so I lost that game. And then I tried to fast expand against a Protoss on close position Saturn Temple, and I was like, well, that was my mistake right there. I had zealots in my base before my hatchery even finished.
Oh wow! Were you planning to put down some spine crawlers? Because I mean, it's a necessity almost.
Well, he basically saw that I was fast expanding with his probe scout, because I mean he scouted super early and then just rushed me with zealots, and I was like, crap. And then I couldn't recover fast enough because I was already down a base.
That's interesting. I think that's because whenever I don't know what's the difference between C and NA server ladder. Maybe yours is better, mine is better. I don't know. But whenever I see a Zerg in 1v1, my first thing is 6-ball scout. I actually pull one of my initial workers to make sure they don't 6-ball me.
Yeah, that's a big issue here. But right now I'm in the Gold League, and a lot of people in the Gold League don't really rely on cheese. I mean, I maybe see cheese 1% of the games I play, just because a lot of those people are in the in-between stages where they're not quite bronze, but they're not quite masters, so they're kind of working on just their mechanics is a lot of what gold is. So you don't see a lot of cheeses or early like goofy rushes.
Well, that seems to be fairly similar.
But I know when I was in like the bronze league and in the platinum league, there was a lot more rushes.
Yeah, we what's happening with the 4-gate on the NA server?
It's strong in the fact that there's people that can actually do quite a bit of damage with it, but a lot of them don't really pull it off too well, because you can see the probe coming across, and they don't check for like they don't send out that initial stalker and zealot usually, so you can basically just kind of you see the probe coming, you kill the probe, and then they send more probes, and then it just delays their 4-gate even more, and you can basically you just know it's coming. You can see it, you can scout it, you can prepare for it.
See, I haven't been 4-gated in about a week. It's actually because basically a couple of weeks back when I was seeing Protoss, I was just like, okay, counter 4-gate now, because 90% of the time it was happening. So clearly something changed. But one of the big things I see whenever I see a 4-gate replay, and I watch a fair amount of replays given I'm a shoutcaster, is whenever someone unsuccessfully 4-gates, they don't transition out of that strategy. No matter what happens, they keep trying to push 4-gate. They don't try and transition out of it into anything else, which is not good.
Right. Do you want me to stop the recording, or do you want me to keep it going?
I think we should wrap it up. It's been a fairly lengthy recording.
Yeah, it'll have to be a 2, possibly 3-parter up on the YouTubes.
Yeah. This is KEnODvT. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep, and Ratgoska signing out.